facing the task unfinished. And it's a hymn. It's in hymn form, and so just follow along and jump in.
Good morning. And maybe this mic might not be on. Can you check it? Can you look at the soundboard there and see if the white mic is on? It's right on the far left side of the board. The red button. All right. Let's go to that. While he's getting that work done, so you guys can all hear me a little easier, let's go to the Lord together in prayer. We're going to be praying for Mike and Nancy Balmer today. And missed getting a note from them, but just thankful for them and their heart. heart and the love for the Lord, and just be praying for them and lifting them up into the Lord this week in prayer. So let's go to the Lord together. Lord Jesus, just thank you so much for this morning you've given us. For this time to sing praises to you as we seek you out, our Heavenly Father, our awesome God. And so this morning, God, we give you praise for who you are and what great love you have for us. Lord, I thank you for our missionaries today. I thank you that Sammy and Barry Al are able to be here with us today to share what's happening, what you're doing over there in the Palestine area. God, I thank you for them and the heart of passion for you, and the heart to serve you and reach the nation there. So Lord, I just ask your blessing on them as they continue to serve you and seek you. And as they share you with the people that are there, that people would have ears that would desire to hear you, and that your word would be spread forth. So God, we lift them before you and thank you for them and their time here. That will just be a huge blessing for each person here. And as they head back to Iowa and eventually head back home overseas, Lord, that you would just be with them and just touch them. Continue to strengthen them for all the ministry that you have in store for them. Lord, I thank you for all of our missionaries that we support. I thank you for their heart and passion to serve and love you and live for you. We lift before you the Peterson family, the Buchanans and the Bishops, the Witts. And with the Witts, the Bensons, and Brad Nelson. Lord God, thank you for each and every one of them and the passion and desire for you. Lord, I know I came across a prayer request via the Bensons, Dora and Cheyenne this weekend, that one of the Witt girls had a pretty high fever. And so Lord, we lift her before you, and that you would bring that fever down, and maybe it already is, Lord. I thank you and praise you for that. If so, if not, Lord, we just lift her before you. Lift her body before you, that it would heal soon and quick and be well again. Just be with them as they, the Witts and the Bensons, as they serve there in Kenya, that you would touch their hearts and lives, that you would be able to reach out, use them for your glory, be with the Bensons and all the transitions that they're doing right now. It's just arriving and getting ready for all the young people coming for training. But Lord, that your testimony would go forward. Open people's hearts towards you, to hear your message, to ask them questions about what it means to be loved by you and to love you. So God, I bring them before you right now. Lord, I pray for our family of the week. I pray for Mike and Nancy today. Lord, I thank you for them and their heart and passion for you. Lord, that you would be with them and touch them. I know that it's exciting for them with their kids and their passion of serving you, and they praise you often for what you're doing in their kids' lives. Lord, I pray for them as well as their grandchildren now as well. Lord, we just lift them, each of them before you, that as Mike and Nancy have shared you with their kids and spouses, that they also would share you with their kids. And I thank you for the way they are already doing so. And Lord, I pray for the grandkids that they would come to know you and choose you for themselves and have a huge passion for you as well, with the changed life that you bring. So Lord, lift each of them before you. Lord, thank you for being with us here today. Thank you for knowing what's on our hearts and minds this morning. Lord, as we continue to hear your word, we continue to listen, that you would open our hearts, challenge us, help us to grow in you, and be encouraged to share you with those that are around us. Be with Sammy as he speaks, that the words just truly flow from you. Thank you, Lord, for your blessings this morning. In your precious name, Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Would you grab your hymnals, please, and turn to hymn number 438, Jesus Saves, 438. And you can remain seated. Sing loud and help me out up here. If you would, please. 438. We have heard the joyful sound. Jesus saves, Jesus saves. Remember time is all around. Jesus saves, Jesus saves. Bear the news to every land. Life is this and God's ways. All our kids are born to the land. Jesus saves, Jesus saves. Jerry, took a break for a hot second. A little transpose button right in front. Let's take that down a step or two because I'm cloudy. There we go. Just two steps. Feels good already. The joyful sound, Jesus saves, Jesus saves. Spread the tidings all around. Jesus saves, Jesus saves. Bear the news to every land. Climb the mountains, cross the waves. Onward is our Lord's command. Jesus saves, Jesus saves. Two. Rolling high. Jesus saves, Jesus saves. Tell the sinners far and wide. Jesus saves, Jesus saves. Sing the islands of the sea. Echo back the ocean waves. Earth shall keep her jubilee. Jesus saves, Jesus saves. Sing above the battle strife. Jesus saves, Jesus saves. Times death and endless life. Jesus saves, Jesus saves. Shout and cry through the gloom. When the heart for mercy craves. Sing and try the Lord's tomb. Jesus saves, Jesus saves. Hear the winds of mighty wars. Jesus saves, Jesus saves. Let the nations now rejoice. Jesus saves, Jesus saves. Shout salvation for the free. Highest hills and deepest caves. This our song of victory. Jesus saves, Jesus saves. Excellent. Jordan, I'm looking for you. There you are. Come, Jordan, if you would, and share our missions moment today. Got a couple of updates concerning the Bensons, I believe. So, thank you for that.
And I didn't write anything down, so we'll see how this goes. But just, man, you guys got to invite some people to church. No, sorry. It's very lopsided. That's really a huge crowd. Anyways, no, the Bensons arrived safely. I got an update from Jora. And Carissa is doing better. We just prayed for her. But continue to pray for his health. That's a need for them all the time, as the two seasons, I guess, are hot and hotter. So they're susceptible to malaria and all kinds of fun stuff. So just keep them in prayer. But Benson's have like a week and a half before the interns come, and they're going to be a lot responsible for those. I don't know how many are coming, but just be in prayer for them that they have wisdom in how to guide them, and that they learn really quick because they don't have a lot of time. And then obviously too, just as they form a partnership and team with the WITS, that goes well. That's one of the big things on mission fields is interpersonal relationships. Actually, it's not just on mission fields. It's in our families, it's in our work. So just pray for them, that they get along well and that they minister together well. So So that's the Benisons. They're there and they're safe. Then, do we have any slides, Nathan, for like the missions challenge? There it is. So this one we're going to keep for September again. Hopefully we've been praying for unsaved people, and the encouragement is to continue and then to invite them into your home a couple times. And as we heard testimony from Sammy, sometimes inviting people into your home makes all the difference. So they might not come to a church service, but they might come into your home if they're invited. If they're not invited, they sure won't. So that's just the challenge for this month. And I know Mike Malmer, it was Mike and Nancy, are the family of the week. And I remember when he got saved and the excitement at our church many years ago. And that was hunting trips and work relationships and stuff eventually all came together. Obviously, the Holy Spirit and the Word of God were the big things. But those relationships are what led Mike to the Lord, and he was, that was many years ago. But, so, be considering who you can, that you're friends with, that you have a relationship with, that you can offer, them. What better gift than to give them the gospel. So, in our ministry partner of the month, do we have that picture? It's probably not hard to guess. Sammy and Thurman. So we'll be praying for them specifically this month. We pray every month, hopefully weekly and daily for them as the Lord brings them to mind. But just specifically as they're finishing up the furlough, that goes well, that they have safe travels back. And that he's going to present more about this, but he did a great job in Sunday school of just updating us on the ministry and the neat things happening among kids, among the women's outreach that Ferriero leads, and baptisms in the Jordan River. It's very encouraging. Good stuff. So keep them in prayer. And that is all I have.
Thank you, Jordan. I appreciate that. And we are looking forward to hearing from you. So thank you guys for sharing the Sunday school also. As our ushers are coming forward, we get a couple just for today. If you look in your bulletin, the new Life for Ministry schedule. So take a look at that for our upcoming programs. Our kickoff begins a week from this upcoming Wednesday. So please make note of that. But there's the women's Bible studies on Tuesdays and Thursdays respectively. So please make note of that. And then just want to highlight next Sunday, during our Sunday school hours, promotion Sundays, the kids will be moving up to, or preparing to be promoted to their next classes as they move up in age. And there'll be a coffee fellowship during that time also. We've completed the promotion. So let's have a word of prayer. And we'll receive both our regular tithes and offerings, and then we'll receive our missions offering immediately following that. Father, we come before you, and we thank you, God, that you are the giver of all things. You're the giver of life, you're the giver of eternal life, and you're the giver of everything that we have. And so, Lord, we are thankful, Lord, for the blessings that we receive. I pray, Lord, now that as we give back, that, Lord, that you bless the gifts that we give for the building of the kingdom. In Jesus' name, I pray. Missions treasurer asked that I clarify, and I agree. The faith promising for the Bensons is you don't need to use this envelope every time unless you want to. But
we've decided what we're going to support them, and the commitments came to around $625 a month, which is awesome. So thank you all who are giving. If there's those of you that did, for whatever reason, did not want to make an ongoing commitment, but would like to support them on a one-time basis or whatever throughout the year, just use this envelope so that it gets to the Benson Fund, okay? So just mark it, and you can, there's weekly, monthly, quarterly, whatever, but just make it clear so that Pat can keep track of stuff correctly and the money goes to the right spot. You can also use, we'll have some envelopes in the pews that also you can use to designate to specific missionaries, so apart from just the general missions giving. Thank you.
As the offering is continued to be received, would you grab your hymnals? I was hopeful that we all knew this one. It's Freely, Freely, 436. 436. Does that sound familiar? Or?
I know it.
Okay. Jordan, sing loud. It's a real easy song to sing. Just jump in. God forgave my sin in Jesus' name. I've been born again in Jesus' name, and in Jesus' name I come to you to share His love as He told me to. He set free me freely. You have received freely, freely. Go in my name, because you believe, others will know that I live. Kids, if you want to come and grab your kids' bags, you guys are doing fantastic. Let's continue on. Verse 2. All power is in Jesus' name, in earth and in Jesus' name, and in Jesus' name, I come to you to share His love as He told me to. He set free, you have received freely, freely. Go in my name, because you believe, others will know that I live. When I saw Sammy this morning and as he was walking into the sanctuary, I asked him if it brought back a few memories. I believe Sammy and Theriel were attending the church here when Dale Peterson was here. Is that correct? So you were here before I was here, and I got to meet Sammy and Theriel, of course, at Oak Hills for the very first time. And I'm so excited that our church here in Cavacona, this body of believers, can partner with you guys. It's a great partnership, and we're so thankful to have both of you here. Sammy, if you want to come and share, and then I can close in prayer after you're completed, but want to give as much time as possible to you today. Sammy, bless you as you bring God's word.
Thank you, Pastor. Thank you. Yes, good memories. Yeah, man. Good morning.
Good morning.
We are thankful for being partner with you We are just appreciate your prayers, your support, your love with us, and we just want to let you know that God is doing great things through us, and because of you, because you are partnering with us, we are doing what we are doing. God is great. Thank you for partnering with us, and we want to encourage you, just keep praying for us. We need your prayers. We need your love for us. We just, God's doing great things. As God bless us this last term, we had 6 members from the church. They decide to follow or to further their faith by obeying God's commands to them by baptism. So we just, they said we want to go to Jordan River and we want to baptize in the same exact. They do believe that Jesus was baptized. So it was a great opportunity for us to take the church to the side of the Jordan River, and they have their views there, they have seats there. So we had our Sunday service and that at the river, and we saw people are coming in and sit with us, and they attend our baptism or morning service in that river. And afterward, we went to the river, and we had the privilege to baptize 6 members in the church at the Jordan River. That's maybe something unique for you to maybe to go to baptize at the Jordan River. So what we are privileged that we are able to do that there. So you have here in Minnesota, they said over 10,000 lake, so you can go anywhere baptize there. But we are there. We have hardly any lakes there. So just to go to Jordan River, baptize there, our members in the church there, was a great opportunity for them, and it's a unique opportunity. Please, before you leave, grab our prayer card. This is the newest prayer card we have. The old one I have, all my children will ask for this one because now is the nest empty. The birds are flown away from the nest, so we are, my wife and I, alone at home. And we are lucky we having our daughter, oldest daughter, is living with us she's living in the town where we live. We have opportunity to babysit her kids. So this is our prayer card, and they have, this is an outreach for the kids in the Christmas, last Christmas, but also I have my granddaughter also in our prayer card. So that just encouraged me. Now we having our granddaughter attending our ministry for the kids. So just please keep praying for us. We need your prayers. As I shared in this morning Sunday school hour, now we need your prayers more. I know you are praying for us. Well, now we are giving your prayers to pray for us more, because we are stepping on faith to do the next phase, which is the building project for our church building. So I want you to pray for us. God will be able to raise the fund for the building quickly. I believe, I experienced, actually, not just believing, I also experienced the God's faithfulness with us through the years, especially the 6 years here in our life in Minnesota and in the States, especially the first 3 years will be here in Anka and in Cavacona and at Oak Hills, where we felt God's faithfulness with us, being moved from our home with 3 kids and going back. When we went back home, and God is good with us. So actually, when we moved from Oak Hills to Ankeny, we moved with a trailer full of stuff to go to Faith Baptist Bible College in Ankeny, where I finished my master's degree there. So yes, we've been here since 1995 till 1998. Summer of 1998, we moved to Ankeny, and we had a great experience at Cavacona. We see old faces, but also we see new faces. I am sure many are missing because of the Labor Day weekend, so are gone. So I'm sure there are lots of new and old faces in the church. So just praise the Lord for that. God is doing great things in our life and in your life. So we see our God's working here and overseas, reaching out. That brings us to the conclusion that we are living in a world that's full of sin. If we back up in our minds for maybe not far away, just maybe a few weeks ago, what happened in El Paso in Texas. You remember that, I'm sure, or was happened in Dayton, Ohio the same week. We see it's the sin of this world, and the world we live in is corrupted with sin. And we see people are searching for the truth, which sometimes they search for the truth in a different way, in different methods to try to fill their goal or their desire, to fill their goal to reach out into what they believe is the truth. For that, what happened in El Paso last week, 2 weeks ago, we see that because of that faith of that man, what he committed at El Paso, killed about 20 people in that, and about 20 others were injured. So we are living in a world that is full with corruption. We see what the systems we are living in, it's corrupt system. We see if we go over maybe our borders, U.S. borders, we see more violence in that around the world because of their, I believe, because they do believe in certain things that what they are doing overseas around the world. So if you look, for example, in the Middle East, in Syria, in Iraq, and so we see that these people, ISIS, what they are doing, they're doing in behalf of their faith what they are doing. And I believe they do believe in their heart they are doing the right things according to their faith. What they are committing suicide or bombing a church or bombing a market or bombing a bus or even killing people, they do that in their faith. They are believe they are filling their requirement as what they are doing. So sure, we live in a world that is filled with sin, with corruption. If we look around us, we see more of sins around us. So divorce, adultery, drunkenness, and so on and so on. It's our world full with these things. It leads us to the needs of a human being. What's the human being's are needs? What they are needs? If we open our Bibles to Romans 10, we see the people, even though not just in our time, we see the people in the Bible time, the people still they need Christ as their own Savior. Still the people that were living in a life, they are living in a sin life, even in Jesus' time or in our time. So here we read in Romans 10, Paul writes for his church, and he writes here what is his heart desire. We see he writes to us that what is in his heart desire. This morning I want to challenge you and to think or rethink what is your heart desire as you pass on this life. What is your heart desire? What you are wishing to do as you finish your course in this earth. We read in John 3:16, and this verse is more memorized around our circle as believers. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish but have everlasting life. That's a verse we more often memorize, we more often quoted or recited. So this is the verse where we share that we see that the world that we live in a world that filled with sin. But we have the hope for that for God so loved the world, that God loved each one of us. God loved the people who live in the States, some people in the overseas, in South America, in Germany, in in the Middle East. So that verse includes every human being on this earth. For God so loved the world. And thanks God that He loved everyone. He didn't say, I love just the American, or I just love Israel, or I just love the Palestinian. He said that He loved the world. That includes every human being in this earth. We thank God for His loving for us. He read us to Romans 10, say Paul writes, Brethren, my heart desire and prayer to God for Israel is that might be saved. Here we see Paul writing his heart desire, telling us it's his heart desire as a missionary, Paul, as a missionary, his heart desire, as it is supposed to be our heart desire today, that we see people around us who are not saved. That's our goal. That's, I believe, your goal as a Kabakona community church. That is your goal, to see the people who are around you here got saved. I pray that it is our desire and your desire that we want to see the people are got saved. If we look around us, we see what's the people's desire around you. Your neighbors, what's your neighbor's desire? Here we see that many people are desiring a lot of things. If you ask your friends, what's your desire? What's you want to do? What you're going to do? He might say, I'm working hard, trying to save money to buy a new chair, a new car, or to buy a new house, or to save some money to go to college. So people are having their own desire to accomplish by next term in their life. So here we see many people have their own desire. In James chapter 3, James writes for us there. He tells us, where do wars and fights come from among you? He asking questions, where do war and fight come among you as in this earth? Do they not come from your desire for pleasure and war in your numbers? Verse 3, you ask and do not you receive, because you ask aims that you may spend it on your pleasure. So we see many people are desiring things, and that's what will lead these people around us to commit suicide, to bomb chair, to bomb a school bus, to take their gun and go to school and shot their classmates. That's their heart desire. That's why where war come, war evil come from the man's heart desire. But in second hand, we read in Mark 9. In Mark 9, we read that Mark tell us, Jesus actually tell us what is the believer heart desire as a believer. In Mark chapter 9 and verse 35, and he sat down, called the 12, Jesus, he talks about Jesus, and he sat down and called the 12 disciples and said to them, if anyone desire to be first, he shall be last of all and servant of all. James telling us people's heart desire to do war things, to do bad things, because that's their heart desire. But here is Jesus give us the opposite of that. If it is your heart desire to be first, shall be last of all and serve of all. I want to emphasize this morning and to challenge you this morning to check out what is your heart desire. For 100 years to go, 20 years to go, a year to go from now, what is your heart desire for this life you are going to live on? We see Paul, he telling us in Acts, in Romans 10, that his heart desire to see people got saved. We see Paul telling us there, the people of that age, the people of that time, they were stumbling. We read that in chapter 9, verse 32. Why? Because they do not see it by faith, but as it is where they by the work of the law. For they, as Israel, stumbled at the stumbling stone. They are stumbling, for they stumbled at the stumbling stone. The people in Paul's time, they were stumbling at the stumbling stone, which is Jesus Christ. If you go today around us, we see the same people are stumbling at the stumbling stone. You read more often here in the States, they are not want to do anything. The people, they took out the name of Jesus Christ from the school system. They take out from soccer fields or basket sport. They didn't want them to pray in the name of Jesus Christ. The people around us now more further, they are stumbling. They are more stumbling at the stumbling stone with Jesus Christ. They didn't want to do anything with Jesus Christ. In my visitation, I go visit sometime. I go to visit in my visitation. Sometime the people they know me, I am going to share Christ with. The conversation will lead into the sharing Christ with the people. So they know me. I am finishing with there or starting there. So they will in the front. They will say, Sammy, we want you to come and visit us, but please don't share with us about Jesus Christ. We don't hear about Jesus Christ. What there was going on it made them happy, but they didn't want to share with them something to reveal to them that their life is not honoring God. So they don't want to share with them. The people are stumbling at the stumbling stone of Jesus Christ himself. Here in verse 1 we see two things. Paul's care for his people, that they want to be saved. That's the first thing. The second thing we see that his people, they want also he care for them, not just by want to see them, they got saved. Also, he see them, they want to be also, he care for them by praying for them. How more often we do pray for the people we are going to share Christ with them. I remember driving my car in the town or walking in the town, just praying for the house I passing by. So I know that house, I know who live in that house, I can pray for the person who live in that house. I know him by name. I know his wife, I know his kids by name. So I pray for them before, even though I am passing that house. Here is Paul telling us, also, he just not just desiring to see them get saved, also he prayed for that God open the opportunity for him, he might go and share Christ with these people. He want to make sure that God also, he is working with him in his plan, that he also want to share Christ with these people he are going to visit. Paul cared by seeing his heart desire to see them get saved. Also, he does also he pray for them, they might be also got saved. Paul also, we see Paul also, he is witness for them. He writes in verse 2, for I bear them witness that they have zeal for God. So we hear Paul is writing to us, letting us know that the people of Israel, they have zeal for God. The Muslims also believe they have zeal for their God. The Christians, the Catholic or the traditional Christian, they believe also they have zeal for their God too. So everyone, Jews, Muslims, Christian, Buddhists, they believe they have zeal for their God. And here is Paul telling us, he is bearing witness to them that they have zeal for God. Which he wrote, he wrote in Philippians 3:6, concerning zeal, Paul, concerning zeal, I persecuted the church. Concerning the righteousness which is in the law, he was blameless. Philippians 3:6. Paul has zeal for the Lord in that time as a Jewish man growing. He has zeal for his faith. And that zeal led Paul, before he was converted to Christianity, to Christ, he led the persecution of the church because he has zeal for his faith. Which he was doing, what he believed he was doing the right thing, by killing these Christians who are meeting in the city of Jerusalem, or even outside of Jerusalem, or not just in that land. He also went up to Syria to try to persecute the Christians who were also believing in the Lord Jesus Christ as their Savior. So here is Paul telling us that the people of Israel at that time, they have the zeal as he had time for zeal for his faith. But he writes and tells us, not according to the knowledge. Not according to the knowledge. If they have zeal, not according to the knowledge of God. What is going on around us in the world? You see, ISIS, what is doing, they're doing in the name of their God, are killing these citizens, churches, members of their cities, fighting, and because they have zeal for their faith. And as I said, each one of them, each group, they believe that zeal is true and genuine for his faith or her faith. But still we're telling us that zeal not according to the knowledge of Jesus Christ as their Savior. Paul's zeal, as we saw and established, that he has zeal not according to the knowledge of God, Jesus Christ as his own Savior, before he was converted to Jesus Christ as his Savior. So we see the people are having many, as Israel, establish their own righteousness. People around us, they start to establish their own righteousness. This is the way I see fit my life. I want to live according to this principles in my daily life because they establish their own righteousness. Their own righteousness. And they have two things. We see they are lacking for two things. They lack for the knowledge of God, and they are ignorant of God's righteousness. That's why these people have zeal and doing what they are doing, because they have lack of knowledge of God as their Savior, and they are ignorant of God's righteousness. God will not require people to kill other innocent people because of that their faith. For that they have their own zeal against the zeal of God. Paul established in the first several chapters of Romans, telling us that therefore by the deed of the law, if no flesh will be justified in his sight, for the law is the knowledge of sin. Paul telling us that the law brings man to the sin. It's good, the law is good, but it can bring man to, in the end, to know that he's a sinner and the need and the Savior. And also, and tell us Paul that in Romans 3:26 that all men have sinned. That all men have sinned and short glory and came short glory of God. So Romans 3:23. No man do what he can do can satisfy God's righteousness. We know God's righteousness, it's satisfied by the blood of Jesus Christ. So for that, the only things will be make us right with God is the blood of Jesus Christ. That's why I believe there will be no peace in the land outside of the Bible. There will not be peace around the world if the people are to know Christ as their own Savior. They need to know that the Lord Jesus Christ as their Savior. How they can know that? By going and telling them and sharing with them the Lord Jesus Christ as their Savior. By going and sharing Christ to the people who are around. That's your job and my job. That's everyone. It's not just the pastor's job. It's not the pastor's deacon's job. It's the commands given to each one of us to go and make disciples. Matthew 28, 19, and 20. Go and make disciples everywhere. Judea, Samaria, and Jerusalem. Jerusalem and Judea and Samaria and to the the end of the earth. That's the command given to each one of us to go and make disciples. Verse 3, for they are being ignorant of God's righteousness and seeking to establish their own righteousness, have not submitted to the righteousness of God. Verse 4, for Christ is the end of the law for righteousness to everyone who believes. Here is the third point, which brings us to the third point, which is the hope for every human being. Here is Paul writing to us that Jesus is the end of the law for righteousness to everyone who believes, and he writes in verse 12, for there is no distinguish between Jews and Greek, for the same Lord over all is rich to all who call upon him, for whoever calls on the name of the Lord shall be saved. It is the hope for every human being, for you and me, for your parents, for your neighbors and my neighbors, for my co-workers, for your co-workers. It's the hope for every human being around the world that if they believe in the Lord Jesus Christ as their own Savior. And he writes on Paul, and he writes, for Moses writes about the righteousness which is of the law, the man who does these things shall live by them. But the righteousness of faith speaks in this way. Do not say that the way as a Christian we should not act this way. Who shall go, as it say, who shall go into heaven and bring Christ down from heaven? Or who brings Christ down? Who will go down? That's who brings Christ up. Who will ascend to heaven? That is bringing Christ down from heaven. And who will descend into earth? That will bring Christ up from the dead. But what does it say? Don't say that, but what it does say. We didn't have to do anything to pray to get saved. We didn't have to pray to do anything to get saved. Just we have to do this thing. We didn't have to go up into heaven to bring our salvation. We didn't go up to the dead to bring our salvation. We can just do these things. But what it does say, verse 8, the word is near you, in your mouth and in your heart. The word is near you. It's in your mouth and it's in your heart. People, they try to justify themselves. They try to do many good things around. We live in a society, people they want to do good things. And they are doing good things. But it's still that good deeds, good things they are doing, is still not going to bring them to salvation. Even if we grow in a Christian home, even if we grow in a Christian believing Bible church, that will not save us. What saves us, as the Bible says, it is if the word is near you, and it's in your mouth and in your heart. Verse 9, if you confess with your mouth the Lord Jesus and believe in your heart that God has raised him from the dead, you will be saved. Doesn't matter if we grow in a Christian house or a Christian church, go to a preaching church. If we do not confess in our mouth, if we do not believe in our heart, you will not be saved. We need to believe and to confess. We need to believe and to confess that Jesus died in your behalf. That God sent his only begotten Son so he can die and he can rise again, and you can, if you believe in him, you will be saved. Here we see there is responsibility, it's the responsibility for you. You have to act in your behalf. By growing, or by living, or by doing these things, if you're not acting, if you're not believing, if you're not confessing, you will not take you to the eternal life. That's why he's telling us, for here's Paul, Paul verses 4 and 5 and 6, 5 and 5, 6 and 7. Paul, he there quote to us from Deuteronomy 30. In Deuteronomy 30, if you go to Deuteronomy 30, you see Moses there give the Israelites two choices. He gave them two choices. You have to choose one of these two. In Deuteronomy 30 and verse 40, Moses gave the people of Israel, they give them to choose one of the two, either life or death. Here is the same Paul taking the same messages, giving us today for us as a Christian, we have to choose between life or death. Choosing that, the life or the death, it is in our responsibility doing that. As it was in their responsibility to choose between life and death, it is our responsibility that Paul took the people of Israel to the idea of the choice between life and death. The same matter is to us today. We have to choose still living in the life that brings us to the death, or to choose the life that brings us to life. With the life, the way we choose, that will take us to the end of our path of our life, and it is our life or death. If you choose to follow the path of life, you have to believe and you have to confess. You have to believe and to confess that if you confess with your mouth the Lord Jesus Christ and believe in your heart that God has raised him from the dead, you will be saved. 4 verse 10, for with the heart one believe into righteousness, and with the mouth confession to made into salvation. For the scripture says, whoever believes in him will not put into shame. Whoever calls him, verse 13, whoever calls in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ, he will be saved. So what's your choice? What is your desire? I want to challenge you this morning with 2 things. When you go home, you have to recall them to your mind. What is my desire? What is my next 20, 50, 100 years to go? What is my desire? How I can finish the course? I am going to pray and share Christ with the people who are around me. It's a command given to each one of us. Go and make disciples. Matthew 28. It is the command that given to each one of us to go and make disciples around us. God called us mysterious ways. When I came to the States in 1995, I came to study theology and go back as a teacher, teaching Bible at my country. But when I moved to Iowa, frankly, God there confirmed my call, not going as a teacher, but going as a missionary. Go back home as a missionary. Where is no missionary can go to my town and start preaching Christ to the people that my town know Christ as their Savior. I'm not sure what God's leading in your life and what God's taking in your path, putting you in the path. It is go and make disciples. Here, overseas, around the world, it is up to you. You have to choose. If the second choice, I want to challenge you this morning with the second point, where do you want to spend your eternity? As I said, people can live in a church, in a living house, in a Christian house, in a church that they believe and they preach the word of God, but still they can live their own life in secret. I'm not sure how you live your life, how you live in the dark secret of your day, how you live in your day. It is the chance for you today to know Christ as their own Savior. It is your choice this morning to make it right with God. There's 2 things. by being born a Christian family, by rising up in a Christian church, that will not save me. So that would save me two things. If I confess by my mouth, and if I believe in my heart that God has raised him from the dead, and you will be saved. You didn't have to do anything more than that. You didn't have to do great things to earn that. You have just to believe and confess in your heart. This is the chance for us this morning. I want to end with this, and we pray for that. And if anything, want to do it with right. If you want to do anything with right, it's your chance this morning. Either come to us, to me, or to one of the pastors, or one of the deacons. You can share with them how you can commit your life, how you will dedicate your life to serve him in a way, maybe as missionary, or be active in your town, or if you want to make it right with God. Our Heavenly Father, as we conclude this morning service, as we conclude this week and enter tomorrow, enter for a new week in our daily life, I will just, as a group of believers coming together this morning, I want to just challenge each one of us. What is our heart desire? What is my heart desire as a believer, growing in a believing, preaching the Word of God church? What is my heart desire? The people we live, the world we live in, it's full with sin. Full with people have a zeal for their faith or for their life, but it's not according to the knowledge or to the righteousness of God. It is our goal to go and explain to them. It is our goal to share Christ with them. It is my heart desire to see my people, my neighbors, my relatives, my co-workers to get saved. Lord, help me tomorrow as I'm starting a new week, by going to work, by going to my neighbors, just help me to share Christ with these people. Open the door for us to be able to share Christ. I will challenge you this morning, if you know Christ as your own Savior, even you are attending church and you're living in a living home, but you have to make the choice. You have to submit your life to the Lord Jesus Christ by confessing in Him by your mouth and believing in Him in your heart. Lord, you know what's our heart. Search our heart. And if you want to make it right with God, the time is the hour, the day of being conceived. Lord, help us to grow in knowledge of you, to grow in your word, that we can know you as our own Savior. I want to thank you for that. Just be with us as we go on our daily life and just give us the wisdom how we can live our daily life. We ask these in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Sammy, would you please stand? Barry, would you please come? What is our choice and what is our desire? Great challenge. Thank you. We just want to pray for them as we close the service today. And I'd like our missions community to please come, as well as the elders that we have available. Please come. We're going to join around Sammy and Carriel and we're going to ask God's blessing on the meal. By the way, you're welcome to stay and join us for the meal as we just have a time of fellowship with the Barhams. If you didn't bring anything, don't worry about it. Just come and enjoy the meal with us. Father, we come before you. We thank you, Lord, for Sammy and Fariel. We thank you, Lord, that you have placed upon his heart a call to serve his people. And Father, I pray, Lord, that you would bless them both. I pray, Lord, that you would prosper them. I pray, Lord, that their message would go forth in power because it is truth. that the people that they minister to and the challenge that we received today, which is so valid and true. What is our desire and what is our choice? That we would obviously choose to follow you and desire that, just as Paul desired that his people would be saved. May that desire be in our hearts also. I pray, Lord, that you'd be with their family. I pray, Lord, that you would bless them. And the project, Lord, that they're investing in as they're stepping out in faith, I pray, Lord, that you meet that need according to your will. Lord God, thank you that you are, as Jesus stated, he said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. And may that message go forth, not only from this church, but, Lord, from the church, Lord, that Sammy and Ferry serve. And I know it will, because they preach the truth that sets men free. Bless the meal, Lord, that we're going to enjoy. Thank you for it. Bless our time of fellowship that we're going to enjoy also. We commit the Barhams to you. In Jesus' name, amen. You're dismissed.